Sebastian Martinez, MMAnytt here in Houston, Texas for UFC 192, where Shawn Jordan faces off with Ruslan Magomedov. So, Shawn, you're on a big card, in a big state, in a big fight. How do you feel about this heavyweight showdown with Ruslan Magomedov on Saturday night?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I think it's going to be exciting for the fans to watch. I mean, Ruslan's a very talented guy, very skilled kickboxer. Moves well, plays his game plan real well. I'm gonna try to push the pace on him a little bit and get inside and beat him up some. But he's a tough guy. 13-1, really talented. And you're right, you said it's a huge card. It's awesome. It's awesome to see all the guys here, and a bunch of my buddies are fighting, so it's nice.
Now, like we just said, obviously Ruslan is a very nice guy aside of everything else. But he was very hyped coming into the UFC, but some people feel that he hasn't really lived up to his potential as such. How do you feel about his two fights in the UFC?
He's won. I don't know how much more you want. Coming to the UFC, I mean, you're coming into a Shark Tank. Every fight you have, regardless of it's a newcomer, guy that's ranked somewhere, we're all good and we all fight hard. And especially heavyweights, we all hit hard, which is probably what it's more of what people are missing from him being a very talented kickboxer. They're probably thinking big heavyweight, big knockouts, and since he finishes fights, though he goes to decisions and stuff. That's probably more so why they're disappointed. But stylistically, I mean, he's very conducive to watch and very conducive for fans to enjoy. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, you've definitely lived up to all expectations so far. I mean, you had so many finishes, so many exciting knockouts, and perhaps the most impressive of all was the spinning hook kick against Derek Lewis. I mean, that was an amazing victory. Is that how high do you hold that victory on the scale?
More so than the way it finished. It was I love finishing fights. I love getting knockouts and stuff. More so, it just kind of put a pin in a problem from before, because we fought it previously, and I won that fight too. And he had, there's some hearsay coming into that fight, and so to finish it that way was great. But every time you win a fight in the UFC, it's a great accomplishment, and they're all great for me.
And I mean, it's probably the strength of these 3 straight wins that you have now that got you on this card as well, right?
Hey, I assume so, and they've actually been trying to get Ruslan and I to fight for a while. Either he was hurt or I was already matched or something. They asked me last year, I think, a couple times to fight him. I was supposed to fight him actually instead of Derek last fight, but he was hurt. So that's kind of something that Joe's been trying to put together. So I finally, kind of came to fruition, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited. It's right. You're right. Coming off of 3 finishes is for sure a big reason why I'm on the card, and I'm from Texas, so. Yeah.
And what do you feel that is that Joe Silva has been trying to match you up with Ruslan so much?
Stylistically, he's a striker. I'm kind of a banger too. I get in there. He's a more pure striker, more technical and stuff. And I'm more explosive. I come in and I finish stuff. Yeah. So you have a guy, someone like me, that comes in and finishes all of his fights, or tries to. And you have a guy like Ruslan who's just extremely technical. And he can keep you away from him. He can do stuff, and it's kind of a firework kind of fight because he's gonna have to hit me a lot to keep me away from him. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's just something stylistically, the fans would enjoy.
All right, so I guess maybe technique versus explosiveness, if you were to give a fight a name in some way.
Maybe. I mean, again, he's a way more technical, way more probably established striker than I am, but I knock people out. Yeah. So. And you just hit hard, so it's part of all of us. So every heavyweight has that power, so it just depends how people use it.
Now, the heavyweight division, it's a little bit more loose in our divisions in the sense that it's very easy to sort of shoot up in the rankings. Now, with the strength of 3 straight finishes, and should you win on Saturday, would you feel that that's there's no denying that you deserve a higher spot in the rankings, and maybe even bigger fights to come?
The rankings is, I don't know all the rankings stuff. I don't even know where I'm ranked now. I don't keep up with that stuff, but I do. 4 straight wins, and hopefully I finish because that's how I finish fights. Now I'll take a win, however, I don't care. Win, lose, decision, whatever. I mean, decision, tap, knockout, whatever. But I think it'll give me an opportunity to get bigger fights. For sure. Bigger heavyweights, bigger names, stuff like that.
And you're pretty well known for your post-fight victories, where I mean, you show that you're one of the most athletic guys in the divisions with your backflip. Is like, is that something that you specifically felt like you want to do that for post-fight victories, or is it just something you did and then it became a thing?
Yeah, it's something I did. I did it one time, and it kind of just became a thing, you know. And especially early on, I won a lot more than I've lost. So I mean, it's just something I've done, and it's kind of a, yeah, I don't know.
Like a signature
Like,
move or
it's
something?
I guess everybody likes it. And I think half time people forget that. You're like, oh, you're the heavyweight who did the backflip, right? Yeah, I just fought too, though. I won too, and it's funny, and they forget about that. And it's but fans are great about about that kind of stuff. It's just I guess it's rare to see a big guy do it, but it's not. I mean, it's not uncommon. I think a lot of guys can, just they don't know it yet.
Well, maybe they'll take some pointers after your fights, after your wins. Now, like you said, the fans are always coming up to you and giving you a lot of credit for your exciting fights. And here in your home state of Texas, I can imagine you've been getting tons of fan support. How do you feel about fighting here on like home field advantage? And what's your message for all the fans who have been supporting you?
No, man, I love it. I think the one thing about this sport, like, fans are either they're for you or they're not. And even if they're not, though, they still appreciate you for what you do. So I think regardless of where I'm at, where the fans are from, they're good at following me. And they're supportive. So I get more kind words than poor. And I'm nice. I'm easygoing, so I don't really care. Now, after fights, you always get the fat boy comments and stuff. But whatever, it's fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, overall, what's your message for the fans who are going to be tuning in either here in Texas or internationally watching on the screen? What's your message for the fans, and why should they be sure not to miss your fight?
Oh, they better. I mean, it's, every one of my fights is, fireworks. Either I win or I get knocked out, so we'll see how it goes. But no, it'll be an exciting fight. Ruslan's a great opponent, so I think it's gonna be a good show.
I completely agree with you. Thank you very much, Shawn.
Awesome, man.